Can't I remember when you lame player, hated a player, now the same lame player. They call a player mayor. What you talking that funky, about my face, wearing that monkey, not that, that might give you life advice. Get some money, 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 get some.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And up next, it's Deshaun Watson. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Steelers and the Broncos, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Broncos in this one, and they know that they are in for a fight here.
And anytime you're dealing with the #1 defense in the league, all through your preparation, you know that yards are going to be tough to come by. But working in their favor, they can run the football. One of the top 5 teams in the league in that category. So I expect this one to be a tight, hard-hitting affair, and both teams playing to their strengths.
And off we go from Denver. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Watson. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up the first down.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 more on that one and another first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. On 2nd and 7, Watson. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. Thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to punch the football and absorb the hits. Not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week. So keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
Okay, right?
They'll start out here with the option left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
So he stopped for no gain, and it's second down.
The Broncos at 12-4 now on the year, and they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 27 yards there, first down.
If your sympathy's loud with the defense, you understand how tough it is for linebackers to run with a guy like this. He's going to sit back and benefit and work in the middle of the field. And sometimes those defenders get preoccupied with other people moving, and he finds open space and makes a nice play.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
Got a man open, it's Sutton.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They never went crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Lance going to keep it on the option.
And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Now Gordon on first down. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Now Lance. He completes this to Sutton. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4. Still 3 yards short. 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down. They gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they'll settle for just a field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Here's Watson. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And the big difference in the ball game, they're ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is going to lose yardage here. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. 3rd and 2, Watson. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. The defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring it on forward.
gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. A solid stiff arm. 14 yards that time and a first down on the keeper. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he's got some space here. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covering up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And not much running room. Down to the 32. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
He finds his man, complete. It's Peterson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And Lance again going to keep it. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you know what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
So all field goals so far, 6 3-yard score as the kick is away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On the return is Peterson. And all the way home for a Broncos score. He returns that punt 73 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. His guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. And the Broncos get there and take him down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. pressure. They got him again. And Oliver, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Harris running straight ahead. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will then come out on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job. Got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now it's Peterson. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on 1st down. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports. Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. And we welcome... Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll start the third quarter on the ground with Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. T.J. Watt in on the tackle. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter. Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game. And Lance now to throw. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for. 8 yards to go on second down. Throwing now is Lance. And his throw is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion. Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field. Open man is Gordon, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. Excellent play there on third down. Give them 25 yards. Great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what it is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. From the 16, Lance. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them. They were down at the half.
Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On second and a yard, Watson. That swung out wide to Harris. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And space tough to come by there. As he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Watson now to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. And this will be stopped at the 44. That will go for 7 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down. We talked about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And this will be taken at the 13. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Denver's offense now set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 28, it's second and 5. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
To throw again on second down, Lance. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
He used the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 23. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. And Lance going to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. With his 11th rushing touchdown on the year, number 15 overall. And the Broncos are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 24. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
J.J. Watt, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Pass complete, George Pickens with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Watson. Completion here to Claypool. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Watson. Claypool with another catch. And they'll work this down inside the 30. On 1st and 10, Watson. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Watson looks to throw again. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. They hand this off to Harris. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So they couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So trying to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon.
78 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from blocking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Trey Lance, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McManus now for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
On 1st down, Watson.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game. But I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Watson. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On 1st down, it's Watson. And the catch made by Johnson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Watson. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or 2 there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Again, Gordon on 2nd and goal. This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute, both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for Denver, a victory in Week 18 gives him a final mark of 13 up and 4 down. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead.